So here we are for yet another unboxing, and as you can see, this is a little bit different and a lot smaller than my usual unboxings, and that's because this is the C75, which is a 1/76 scale, a little kind of tabletop racer. They have a couple of colors available with this particular model, so you have a black and there's also a red, and there's also a few different body styles and types of vehicle that you can get with these as well. Now I got these ones from Radio Master, and I'll try and have links in the video description down below for you guys to check them out if you want to get yourself one of these. But these are really cool. I wasn't sure if I really wanted to review something like this, but to be honest, I'm actually happy I did, because they've packed so much in such a tiny little package. It's really quite impressive what they've managed to do with such a tiny little car. So unboxing experience is pretty nice. You get your little user manual over here. It's written in a couple of languages, and of course it gives you instructions on how to set up your radio, what all the dials do and everything else, how to charge the car. It's written in I think Chinese and English as well, so and there's some QR codes in there if you want to go and have a play around with those. Here we have the different styles of cars that you can get. Now they also have some drift ones, and of course they got the speed ones, and the speed is one of the ones that I got. And then it looks as though they've got some off-road ones coming out, which I think is pretty cool, especially this one here with the cop lights. I think that's going to be really interesting to sort of have a play with. We'll get rid of this paper here. Now they do give you a couple of spare bodies here as well, so you can actually paint these up, I think, and decorate them till your heart's content. So they give you all the lights and all the internals, like the windshields and everything, for you to set all this up, which I think is really cool. You know, you don't have to sort of dismantle one car completely to set up the other one. And the fact that they actually give you a couple of different colors, I think is really cool as well. Although I will say, they didn't give me any tools or anything like that to work on these. So I presume you maybe don't need anything. So the black one here is the one that is obviously fully assembled. That's this little guy right here. And it looks absolutely gorgeous. I'll try and see if the camera will pick up all the details of this car, because it's really quite nice. They've done a fantastic job with this. So you can see underneath here, there's your little on and off switch just there. There's our charging port, which is a USB Type-C. And you got your little wheels. So these are rear wheel drive, so no front wheel drive. And it actually works really well. I'll show you in a minute how it all goes. The radio does come in two parts, but it's really easy to put together. You basically just slide it together like so. And there we are, we're done, radio is built. You will need to undo this little sort of button thing underneath here, this little cap, and then there's 4 AAAs that load up in the handle, kind of like a cartridge, and then that's it, the thing's done. Now I've already put batteries in mine, so it's all working and ready to go. This little switch underneath here actually pops up this little USB Type-C port, which allows you to charge the car via the remote. So you can just plug it in here. If I can plug it in, set in all the way, hold on. There we go. Once the little light is on, you can see that it's now actually charging, and it doesn't take that long to charge either, which is pretty cool. And then other than that, they give you a little USB cable here, just a little charge cable. It's got a USB Type-C on one side and USB-A on the other, and that's really about it. So once the car's fully charged and you're all set, you can just unplug him. Now I have charged this just using a normal power brick. Just a normal phone power brick and a standard USB cable. You don't necessarily need to use their USB cable if you don't want to. So anything that has a USB Type-C will work just fine. Now on the radio, you've got this little channel 3 just here. Now this will actually turn the underglow lights on and off. And then channel 4 will actually go through a sequence of different light features that this thing has got as well, which is really cool. I'll show you all that in a minute. On the back here, you'll see it's got the on and off switch, and then you've got your steering trim, throttle trim, you got steering dual rate, and you got throttle dual rate as well. And then over here, there's this little 3-speed switch, and I'm hoping that the camera can pick that up. There's a 20%, a 50, and 100. So 20 is usually pretty good. 100's a little bit much, I will warn you. And then you've got a reverse switch here for the steering, I think that is. But it's all pretty much set up out of the box. So, and then of course you got a little foam wheel, which actually works really well. The steering on this is actually fully proportional as well. So it actually, you can steer this really, really well. So we'll turn this on And as you can see, I've got my underglow lights on there. So if I push that button, those lights will turn off. So turn on and off. And then we've got these other lights which you can turn on and off via this little switch here. So we've got the basic lights. So these just stay steady on. Now when you turn the wheel though, and you can see the wheels turning, they are fully proportional, as I said. The lights start blinking, so you get like a little indicator light blinking, and then the other side again, and you can see it does the same thing on the front. And then if you flick it on to the last setting, well, that's full, you know, Need for Speed Underground spec. So that just gets everything going. And then you turn on the underglow lights, well then now you got the full house going. You can see the car. So on 20%, this is pretty much full speed. I'm fully pegged here, and you know, you can have a bit of fun on a tabletop. Now, bear in mind that this tabletop here is got a bit of a grain to it, so it's got a bit of texture. It's not super smooth. If I had a really nice, shiny, smooth top, this would actually work a lot better. Yeah, it's a little rough, okay? So just bear that in mind. So at full speed at 20%, works fine. Now we're gonna crank the juice up to 50. So we're gonna go one notch over, and you can see straight away. One thing you might be picking up on the mic as well is that it does hop because of the textured surface and being only rear wheel drive. Once the wheels kind of break traction, they start to hop because there is of course no suspension on this car. So just bear that in mind, that if you do pin it, you're gonna get that sort of hopping. And yeah, it's pretty quick on 50%. Now, if we go to 100, this really gets quite crazy because I find myself barely touching the throttle to be able to sort of control the car. And if you do peg it, it just gets a little crazy and it just breaks traction. So it's not really ideal to be running this at 100% unless you've got a really nice, big, clean surface. Maybe if you have like some really smooth, polished floors at home or something like that. I tried running this on the tiles. It doesn't really work because the tiles, of course, you know, you got the joints, so it doesn't quite work on there. But on a nice smooth kitchen bench or a big table, these could be a lot of fun. You set up a couple of plastic cups, you create a bit of a track, maybe with some rulers or something like that, and you start to get creative and you have a bit of fun with some friends. This is the little C75, which is a 1/76 scale. I don't know why they call it a C75, it's a 1/76 scale. Yeah, that's this little guy here. A lot of fun. I really like this car. I think it looks fantastic. And I'm really surprised at how well it runs, and the fact that you have full proportional steering and everything. So you can actually steer this thing like a full size, you know, 10 scale or 8 scale car. It's fantastic. But that's it for this unboxing and quick look at the little C75. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up before you go. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. And as I said, check out the video description down below. I'll try and have links in there and more information on this guy, so you can go check this out for yourself. That's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.